Good morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought we would have a little look at, I don't know how well this is going to turn out, here we go, this card here. So it's kind of nice on the outside, but it's even better when you get inside because it has this little pop-up element and a dangly bit. So dangly bit, there we go. This one is actually done with retired cardstock and a current stamp set and dies. And I just thought I would show you something using current cardstock and still current dies because we're still going to use the same dies. So let's pop that to one side. What I will do, this is what we're using. It's called Peaceful Season, and you can't see that at all because it's glowing at you. It's got all the different Christmas sayings in it. It's in the catalogue, the mini catalogue, and also the matching dies that go with it. I have since discovered that Christmas does cut out with this particular Christmas die as well, which is kind of cool. So hang on, I will just prove my point. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it actually, but it does, trust me. It's kind of cool that anyway, as I mentioned. And let's just stick that back onto there. So I've done a heap of prepping work today. Ooh, she prepped. I know, how exciting, hey? And I have decided that it would probably be easier if I prepped a whole heap beforehand and showed you how to put it together. I will put what's the word for it, measurements on my blog as well, but I will quickly go through measurements with you as well. Ooh, aren't my nails cool today? I did them the other night and yeah, I was quite happy with it. It's sparkly. So of course then I keep looking at them going, whoa, sparkles. Anyway, moving on. So yes, here is my little pile of stuff that I have pre-made. Now, to decorate up the front of it, of course, I have all the middle stuff in there to begin with. You need to have a piece of sort of plainer coloured cardstock for the bottom, and then something that will make the Christmas pop in the middle of it. So I have used this cardstock, which is not that one, not that one, not that one. Oh my goodness, it's gone. Which, you know what, I will just put, no, found it. There it is. It's this one here, which I'm pretty sure I have shown you before. It's called Season of Green and Gold. Specialty Designer Series paper. Obviously, it has gold in it. It obviously has green in it. I suspect that's what prompted the name, Season of Green and Gold. And I was going to say something about it. Oh, yes. So you won't find it in the catalogue, but you will find it online. It's one of those online exclusives, but, you know, it is available to everyone. So don't feel that just because it's an online exclusive, it's only available to demos. It's not. So I have cut my main card lengthways from a piece of A4. So you're cutting it in half at 10.5 and then you're scoring it down the middle at around 14.8 centimetres, which in theory is exactly right, and in practice apparently it's slightly off. Never mind, moving on. Then I have a piece of cardstock here, which I've cut so it's 5mm less. So basically this one is cut to 14.3 by 6 centimeters. Then I've gone with the designer paper and I've cut the designer paper to 2 inches because, you know, it's designer paper, it comes in 12 by 12, so you have to go with part of it. I always end up going with inches. And then I've actually cut it to 13.8 because I want it to fit nicely into here. And it does give it quite a nice border around the outside of that. So it's a case of attaching the two of these together. And I do have a glue mat. Ooh, go the glue mat. So let's attach these two together. And you do want to make sure that a little bit of glue goes into these random bits that are going to be sort of a little bit loose if you don't put random glue into it, if you get my drift. Just a little bit more there. And then let's move that along, bearing in mind it's got the gap all the way around the outside. As they say on the London Underground, mind the gap. Hopefully that is about straight. And then that can go onto the front of my card. Might as well just go for it and hope the middle turns out well. Otherwise I could be cutting the front of it off. So then we just want to have, again, a little bit of a gap on either side there, as you can see. There we go. Lovely. Let's just make sure this is in focus. Looking good. Excellent. Just got to try and remember to make sure it's in focus on a regular basis, because every so often it seems to do its own special thing. Now, with my original one, you can see that I've actually put a little bit of the blue wandering around like that with it, so that you can actually hopefully get the little sparkle. And so I thought I would do the same thing with this one, and somewhere around here I have a pair of scissors. So in order to do that, you kind of want to cut this sort of in half. So it's a bit of a randomy sort of thing, but that will be in half. Oh, I probably should stamp it first as well. So let's decide what I'm going to say. I think, oh yes, well, Merry worked nicely. So we will stick to Merry, I think. There is my Merry. And let's find ourselves one of those. And what colour am I going to use? So the colour that I've used underneath is Mossy Meadow. So I'm wondering whether I might just stick to Mossy Meadow. Play it safe, as they say. Merry, merry, merry. Oh. Excuse my head. There we go. One Merry. And I'm just going to give it a quick clean off there with my special matty thing. Ooh, my goodness, that's a bit stiff. Now, kind of like, well, let's see. Let's see what happens with it, shall we? Do I need to put some at the top and some at the bottom? See, I didn't with the last one. I just put it at the bottom. But then this is kind of quite pretty. Let's just see what it would look like if I did some. Oh, needs a little bit more of a gap than that, apparently. Come here. I reckon I might go with some at the top and the bottom, but I'm also going to just still add a little bit of green to the around the edge of it. So let's find some scrap paper, of which I have lots. So, So when you are using these brushes, I'm pretty sure you already know this, but you never know. Somebody might be new, they might not know. But what you do is you ink it up a little bit, and then if you move it off on there, you see how you get this big, ugly sort of line. It just gets rid of that for you if you do that first, and then it doesn't look so bad when you actually come to using it on your cardstock. Hopefully that made a bit of sense. Just going to add a wee bit more to the top in case I decide I don't want the bottom on it. There we go. Now I have nicely greened up pink fingers. Let's pop that to one side. Let's just add a little bit of glue down the bottom here. And that down onto there. How am I feeling about that? Do I feel like it needs the top as well? I'm just going to do the top as well. I think on this particular one it might still work. But it's attaching itself well to my finger. There we go. That's cool. I'm happy with that. So let's add a couple of dimensionals. If I can find my dimensionals, I've got some there, some there. I think I can get large ones onto this. One. Oh, marvellous. Two. Might have to go with three, seeing as that's just pulled off the backing of that one. And three. And there we go. So the outside of my card is now made. And that's really not the interesting bit, is it? Sorry. Everyone's going, okay, we just want to see the inside of the card. Seriously, Heather? Fluffing around with the outside. All right, so, oh, look at that. There's the inside of the card. How exciting. So what I have done with the inside of the card is I've actually pre-cut. Now let's see whether I've got this the right way around. Oh, look, I have. That's amazing. So I've pre-cut a couple of pieces for the inside. And let me just move to the inside of my thingo. And that does not have the details on it. However, I happen to know that I have cut them so that they are 5 centimetres shorter this way. Not 5 centimetres. Oh my goodness, 5 millimetres. Gee, if I had 5 centimetres, I'd be over here. So it just means that the lengthways, it is 14.3 centimetres. The widthways, if whatever you want to call this, the height, anyway, it's 10 centimetres rather than 10 and a half, which is the height of the actual card. So let's just add a bit of glue to the back of this. So then the designer series paper is again 5 millimeters smaller. So you've got 10.5 centimeters, 10 centimeters, 9.5 centimeters. And then this way, so potentially the actual card is 14.8, then you've got 14.3, and then you've got 13.8 for the DSP. So again, I will put these measurements up on my blog so you can go and pilfer them from there if you would like to. I would love to see what you create, to be honest. So the other thing I'm using is this Sweetest Star Punch, which does have a stamp set that goes with it. And that is not on the table at the moment, but here it is, Sweetest Star. Let's just make sure that we're still in focus and we're doing all right. Yes, good. So Sweetest Star, it's really cute. I think it's like a little, just like a little cuddly star, or chubby star was the word that I used for it when I first saw it. I was like, oh, it's a little chubby star. But, you know, we've got a little chubby Santa and a little chubby Mrs. Claus and a little chubby gingerbread man. So there you go. So that's what I'm using for this. And we're just going to pop those over there for the time being. And what you need is a piece for the middle of your card. So what I have made this with is a 2 centimeter width, and it's 14.5 centimeters long. So not 14.5, 14.8 centimeters long. So it's actually the length of the front of your card, as it were. And then it's only 2 centimeter width. And so this will be the piece that sits onto here, and it will have the stars on it. So, okay, slightly more instructions than that. Fold it in half, okay, and then score a little 1 centimeter bit on the ends, so you have a little piece that will do this. Oh, look, it claps. Yes, I am particularly silly sometimes. Okay, so then you're going to need stars as well. So let's put that away. And I have pre-cut some stars. I'm planning on doing my middle star in this colour, and then I haven't got around to working out what colour I want to do the other 2 stars into. So we will work that out in the video here. What you're going to be doing is folding each of these in half, like this. And I'm just going to go to silent mode while I fold them, and I'm going to stick them all on top of each other. Right, so if you wanted to, you could actually make these, like cut a few more of them, stick some more to this, and make them into a really cute little bauble for your tree. But we're not doing that today. So this is now where I want to stick this onto here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to attach it round like that, so it will stick on there and it will open and close still. So I'm just going to add some glue across the middle here because, oops, I just want it like that. And don't need the excess on my finger. So let's pop that onto there, and then that down to there. That should work like that. Oh, I have a fly. Bless its little cottons, go away. You are not part of my video. How dare you try and take centre stage? So then you have that star that's going to pop up in the middle. And I'm just going to get rid of this glue. Then I thought I would make 2 more stars out of this colour. Oh, wow. So I'm just going to literally take 1 and 2 stars out of there. And then these ones again, just fold them in half because you're wanting them to sit on the fold of this, and that's where they will sit. So I think that they can sit there. Typical. I want them to be from out there a little bit more. Hopefully I've got this right. And the same on this side, so need to have a little bit there and a little bit more. I'm kind of trying to aim so that my stars have their points in about the same place as they go along. So that's what it looks like at the back. Let me just make sure we're still in focus. Oh, yikes. Oopsie, sorry. Yeah, looks all right. So, yes, the back, the front. And so we also want to hang a piece underneath it. Now, I was thinking about this, and when I made my original one, of course, it was all, you know, oh, wonder how this will work and so on. And I didn't really consider. So this was my very first original one. And I didn't really consider the fact that actually I could hang something underneath it until I then got to my second one, Exhibit B, where I suddenly thought, that would look cool if it had something dangling too. So, so of course that was after I had already made it, that I then thought I should add a dangly bit. Whereas now I'm thinking it would make it a lot easier to create the whole of this, put my dangly bit on it, and then attach it. So we are going to try it that way and see how it works. And I think we went with Joy and Love to You. I would go with Love from Our Home to Yours, but I don't think actually think it fits on this, which is a bit of a shame, really. I wonder if I can double up my row on it. Double or nothing, hey? Apparently nothing, because it's not going to unattach itself to from my finger. Oh, come on. And I need one like that. So I think my home to... Yeah, I think I could probably get this to work. So what did I do with my... There it is. There we go. Right, let's pop a bit of cardstock underneath this. Love from Our Home. So I only want to ink it as far as home on this side. Love from Our Home. And hope that that is in the right place. Oh, that's pretty good. Wow. I am so impressed with that. I was really thinking it was going to be on an angle. Okay, then you really need to clean this off well, because I've done this before where I've done this and then I've gone to stamp it the second time and it's left half of the stamp from the previous time. So then we're going to go to Yours, or Home, and then pop in to Yours. And that worked nicely, actually. I'm most impressed. Might as well clean the stamp off again. Well, there you go. You can use this stamp on this. The cool thing with these ones as well is potentially, if you wanted to, you could curve them so that, you know, if you had a circle or something that you're wanting to put them round, you could actually curve them round. I don't know whether there's any... not sure. I'm just looking at the actual dies. So I suppose you could potentially curve it round inside that one there. Anyway, food for thought. Let's just pop that back into where it belongs. Put that away. Get rid of that. And those. Then we need a bit of twine. Voila, twine. And I think we are going to colour around the edge again of this one because it looks a bit bland when it's just the vanilla. So let's grab that, shove my arm in the way, as you do. Gee, I've had this ink pad for ages. You would think it would have been sort of loosened up by now. And so the reason I've got 2 of these is because it actually looks a lot nicer if it accidentally turns around, that you've got a spare one on the back. There we go. Oh wow, look at that. Let's give it a quick clean off on my chamois. God, flip, that's hard still. Can't believe it's so hard. Right. That's what I'm after. So now what I want to do is just work out where that's going to sit and how much of this I actually need, which is surprisingly little. It takes slightly more than that. I can always cut it off if I don't need as much. And so we're going to want it about there. Therefore, I propose to hold it there and get a bit of tear and tape. Which potentially would have been a lot easier had I actually pre-thought. I didn't, clearly. All right, come on, we can do this. Okay, the other thing I should do is make sure it's in the middle, really, because otherwise it's just going to hang on an angle. I am thinking that looks middle-ish. Let's just run my fingers together. Yeah, that looks middle-ish. And it should, right, move it up a wee bit more than that. So let's actually turn this over so that we can attach it kind of like that, actually. Need a piece of something. Now, just go with another bit of tear and tape, I think, for the time being. Wow, my tear and tape is not being very cooperative today. Oh, get off my finger. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to pop my bit of tear and tape onto there. And because I'm a bit concerned that that is actually going to pull off, I'm going to add just a bit of cardstock to the back of it, and this piece was sitting on the floor, so it's a likely candidate. Let's just take like that, pop it onto there. It doesn't need to be the designer series paper that you put on this. It was just, as I say, this piece was floating around on the floor, and it was the only piece that I could see in short proximity to me. And I will know that the back of my star looks really cool. Nobody else will, because no one will be able to see it. But, you know, I will. I will know. All right. So this is looking good. And we need to now add this onto here. So what I'm going to do is just take that piece off there. I'm going to use a bit more of the tear and tape on it. And just add that on like that. Really should be using my take your pick tool to do this, and that's not the side I need. That is the side that I need. Oh, look at that. It comes off so much easier with that. Who would have thought? Gee. And then this one sits exactly on top of the other one. Hopefully my head isn't in the way. Terribly sorry if it is. There we go. that is on top of that one. So we have created our little dangly piece, and I'm hoping that it's going to work. It looks pretty good. Excellent. And then we just need to work out whereabouts we're going to attach this so that it folds. But what you need to do with this is bear in mind that your star needs to sit inside your card, because if you attach it too far out here, then you're going to have half your star out here. So bear that in mind when you attach this on, and bear in mind that you want your dangly bit to also sit inside the card. So we are going to move it back to about there, and attach it down like this. So you can attach one side down like this. Just make sure that it has stuck before you go lifting it off, otherwise you'll end up having to re-stick it, and then potentially glue goes everywhere, especially when I do it, it seems to anyway. And then turn it over, and let's put some glue here. You know, I say it seems to go everywhere, and yet it doesn't on my videos, I'm really glad to say. It's just when I'm playing around with it myself, and then I'm like, oh yay, I'm sticky here, and I'm sticky here, and so on. So there it is. I think that looks really cool. From our home to yours. And then hopefully the person who received it will just spread that star out in the middle, and it will look good, and it will fold away just like that. And then you have a very nice looking card on the outside and the inside. Woohoo! Go us, we did it. Let's just persuade that, so like that. You know what I could do? Ooh. But just in case you needed to see it looking like that, with its dangly bit looking dangly. Okay, so I think that is it for today. As I say, pop along to my blog. That's where I will put all the measurements up for you. And don't forget to share the love. See if anyone else enjoys it. If you make something, I would love to see what you make that looks similar to this, with different cardstock, the same cardstock, whatever you do, just show me anyway, because, you know, share the love. And come and join me next week. Thanks so much. Bye.